Hi, my name is Chris Nagus. I'm an instructor for Red Hat, and I'm here today to talk to you about our System Administration 1 class and give you a short demo on what you can expect if you were to take this class. Now, this class is created for first-time Linux users, for people who possibly have experience doing administration on Windows systems. So we're going to start you off being able to do things that you're familiar with. So work from a graphical interface and be able to do basic features such as create printers, to be able to add and delete users. So a lot of things that you'll be used to on other systems such as Windows systems, we're going to show you how to do that from a command line in Linux, and also show you, start you off first, however, by doing it on a Windows desktop. So we're going to start with again a short demo. In Red Hat Enterprise Linux, we have the ability to start a lot of basic system administration things right from the desktop. So if you select System and then Administration, you're going to see a bunch of different applications that you can use for configuring your system. We're going to start off with printing. Now, to start with printing, we have our printer configuration window. We can simply select the New button, type in the root password, and then we can start creating a printer configuration. Now, the printer doesn't actually have to be physically connected for us to configure it, but once it is there, then we'll be able to print from our system either locally through, say, a serial port or a parallel port, or through a network connected printer, which is what we're going to do here. Now, I'm going to select Internet Printing Protocol, which is what you would use to connect to printers in Linux or possibly in a Macintosh system. And I'm going to say that this printer is connected to a system called station1.example.com. And the printer itself, the print queue, is going to be called My Printer. So there you can see, when I type that in, you can see the URI, the address that actually will point to that printer. We could verify that, but right now it's not actually physically connected, so we're just going to go forward. And then at this point, it's going to go through and say, okay, what are the print drivers that are available for me to use with this printer? So I'm going to say that this is just a generic PostScript type printer. I'm going to select forward. And from this generic selection, we could say, okay, let's select a generic PCL printer, generic PostScript printer, a raw queue, or perhaps a text-only printer. So in this case, I'm going to say that it is a PostScript printer and select forward, and then select forward again. Now, the short name is going to be My Printer, and we're going to have a generic human readable name, so PostScript printer on station 1, and then we're going to give it a human readable name, say our location of that file, in the closet under the cat, so you can find the location of where that particular printer is. So we're going to apply and then authenticate as a root user. And then now at this point, if we want to, we can print a test page. So I'm going to select yes to print a test page. We submitted that page. And now what we should be able to do at this point is have this printer, which is going to be, right now you can see that it's stopped because the actual printer isn't available. If we wanted to, we could change other settings from this page by setting things like access control, who can access it, other printer options as well. Right now, though, we're going to cancel that and go on. You can see there from the printer configuration window, we have the printer configured. And at this point, we could then open other applications to use that printer, or we could actually go to the command line. So, for example, from this command line, we can just type LPQ. We can see that right now there is the printer called My Printer. It has one job that has been printed. It's waiting to be printed. I can type LPstat -A. I can see that My Printer is ready and accepting jobs. And I can also print another file right from the command line, LPR. Let's say I just want to print my host file. And then there you can see that host file sitting there in the queue too as well. So you can see that we can set up the printer graphically, we can then use it from any of our graphical applications, or we can use it from the command line. Now, the next thing I'm going to look at is in the etc cups directory, which is where I am right now. There's going to be files you can use to configure your printer by hand. So instead of using the graphical interface, we could have edited the printers.com file, and you can see this is exactly the entry that we just added. This is a printer on station 1 in the closet, that it's a PostScript printer. There's a device URI. We can see that it's stopped. So all the basic information used to configure this printer was set right inside this file. We won't edit it right now because the service is running. Now if we want to, we can exit this file, and we can also make sure that our CUPS service is running by typing service, CUPS, status, and see that right now our CUPS service is running, the printer is configured, now we can start using it. So that's just a taste of training for this, our first system administration class, System Administration 1. Again, this is for people who have not used Linux systems before, but we'll transition you into some of our graphical tools for using system administration, as well as some of our command line tools later on in the class. If you wanted to become an RHCSA, you could go on and take our System Administration 2 class. If you're interested in becoming certified as an RHCE, you could take our System Administration 3 class. We also have other more advanced classes that you could take as well. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this taste of training.